Alexandra Eala continued her impressive rise on the WTA tour with another outstanding victory at the 2026 Mubadala DC Open, defeating Canada's Leylah Fernandez 6-2, 7-6-1 in the round of 16. The Filipino tennis star once again demonstrated that her recent success is no coincidence, producing a performance filled with courage, patience, and exceptional mental strength. By winning in straight sets, Eala secured her place in the quarterfinals and continued one of the most exciting seasons of her young professional career. Although the final score suggested a comfortable victory, the match itself was anything but easy. It lasted 1 hour and 53 minutes and featured dramatic swings in momentum that tested Eala's composure from beginning to end. She had to overcome difficult conditions, a determined opponent, and moments where her own level dipped before eventually finding the answers she needed. From the opening games, Eala looked confident and aggressive. She attacked the ball with authority from both her forehand and backhand wings, forcing Fernandez into defensive positions. Her shot selection was disciplined, and she consistently found the right balance between aggression and consistency, allowing her to dictate the pace of the rallies. Eala's movement around the court was another major factor in her success. She covered every corner with remarkable speed, turning defense into attack whenever opportunities appeared. Her anticipation and footwork enabled her to extend rallies and pressure Fernandez into making mistakes. Fernandez entered the match as a dangerous opponent with plenty of experience. At the highest level, the Canadian, a former U.S. Open finalist, has built a reputation for fighting spirit and aggressive baseline tennis, making her one of the toughest competitors on the WTA Tour. Eala knew she would need to maintain a high level throughout the contest. The first set belonged almost entirely to Eala. She served confidently, returned aggressively, and controlled the majority of the rallies. Fernandez struggled to find rhythm against the relentless pressure coming from the Filipino star, and Eala wrapped up the opening set 6-2 with an impressive display of all-around tennis. Winning the first set gave Eala an early advantage, but she understood the match was far from over. Experienced players like Fernandez rarely give up easily, and the Canadian responded exactly as expected by raising her level. In the second set, Fernandez began striking the ball with greater authority and started putting Eala under constant pressure. Her returns became more effective, her ground strokes carried greater depth, and she forced Eala into several uncomfortable positions around the court. As the second set progressed, momentum shifted dramatically. Fernandez built a commanding 5-1 lead, leaving Eala facing the real possibility of being pushed into a deciding third set. At that stage, many players would have allowed frustration to affect their performance. Instead, Eala displayed remarkable maturity. She refused to panic despite trailing by 4 games and focused entirely on competing for each individual point. Rather than trying to produce spectacular winners, she concentrated on consistency and smart decision-making. Following the match, Eala revealed that one of the biggest reasons she remained calm was the guidance she received from her coach, Joan Bosch. His advice during the difficult moments proved invaluable as the match threatened to slip away. Bosch encouraged her to continue fighting for every ball. He reminded her that as long as she stayed in every rally and kept believing in herself, opportunities would eventually come. Those simple words became the foundation of her comeback. Eala trusted her coach completely. She explained, after the victory, that Bosch has become much more than a coach in her career. He is someone she deeply trusts and relies upon during the most challenging moments on the professional tour. Speaking during her on-court interview, Eala described Bosch as her confidant. She said that she has complete faith in his advice and also expressed gratitude for the support of the rest of her coaching team back home. According to Eala, hearing Bosch's encouragement during difficult situations gives her confidence and helps remove feelings of isolation that naturally come with playing an individual sport like tennis. She even smiled while saying that Bosch is usually right. His prediction that she would create opportunities simply by continuing to compete proved perfectly accurate during the comeback. With renewed belief, Eala gradually started reducing the deficit. She held serve, broke Fernandez's serve, and slowly shifted the pressure back onto her opponent. Every successful game strengthened her confidence while increasing the tension for Fernandez. As Eala continued her comeback, the atmosphere inside the stadium changed noticeably. The crowd appreciated the determination being shown by both players, but Eala's resilience particularly captured their attention. Rather than rushing points, Eala remained patient throughout the comeback. She waited for the right opportunities to attack instead of forcing risky shots, demonstrating impressive tactical discipline. Eventually, all of her hard work paid off as she erased the 4-game deficit and forced the second set into a tiebreak. Completing such a comeback against an opponent of Fernandez's quality highlighted Eala's growing maturity. Once the tiebreak began, Eala completely took control. She produced some of the cleanest hitting of the entire match while maintaining excellent composure under pressure. Fernandez was unable to respond as Eala dominated the tiebreak 7-1. The one-sided finish reflected the confidence Eala had regained after completing her remarkable comeback. When match point arrived, Eala closed out the contest without hesitation. The emotional release was immediately visible as she celebrated, one of the most impressive victories of her season. Instead of celebrating alone, Eala walked directly toward Joan Bosch. The embrace between player and coach reflected years of trust, hard work, and shared ambition. Bosch has become a familiar face beside Eala throughout her rapid rise on the WTA tour. He has guided her during many of the biggest events on the tennis calendar, including Wimbledon. He is a member of the coaching staff at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain, where Eala has trained since she was just 13 years old. The academy has played a significant role in her development as a professional player. Training at one of the world's most respected tennis academies has allowed Eala to develop technically, physically, and mentally under experienced coaches. Bosch has worked closely alongside fellow coach Sandro Villain and fitness coach Luke Bauza, both of whom have also contributed significantly to Eala's progress. While Villain has accompanied Eala to several international tournaments, and Bauza focuses primarily on her physical conditioning, Bosch was the only member of her coaching staff present in Washington for this tournament. His presence proved especially important because the weather conditions were extremely challenging throughout the match. Strong winds made serving, returning, and controlling the ball much more difficult than usual. Eala admitted that the windy conditions affected both players, but stressed that there was little she could do except adapt. She understood that complaining about the weather would not help her performance. Instead, she concentrated on controlling the aspects of the match that were within her power. That mindset allowed her to stay mentally strong despite several frustrating moments. Eala also praised Fernandez for making life difficult throughout the contest. She acknowledged that her opponent elevated her level in the second set and deserved credit for creating such a competitive battle. The victory was especially encouraging because it came during Eala's first tournament since her historic Wimbledon campaign. At Wimbledon, she became the first Filipino player in the Open era to reach the fourth round of a Grand Slam singles tournament. Following that breakthrough achievement, Eala returned home to the Philippines to spend valuable time with her family before preparing for the North American hardcourt season. She admitted that the short break away from competition left her feeling slightly rusty at the beginning of the DC Open. That rust was visible during her opening round match against China's Zheng Qinwen, where she needed time to rediscover her rhythm before eventually winning 4-6, 6-4, 6-1. By the time she faced Fernandez, however, Eala looked much sharper. Her timing had improved considerably, and she displayed much greater confidence in her shot-making. According to Eala, the preparation leading into the tournament focused heavily on repetitive forehand and backhand drills, designed to sharpen her timing after the break. Those practice sessions clearly paid off. Her clean ball striking during important moments reflected the work she and Bosch had completed before the tournament. Reflecting on the difficult stages of the match, Eala admitted there were moments when she felt her level had dropped while Fernandez's performance improved. She explained that those situations are among the hardest challenges any tennis player faces because athletes know they can perform better, yet sometimes struggle to immediately find solutions. Instead of allowing negative thoughts to take over, Eala remained patient and trusted that the answers would eventually come through. Persistence and intelligent decision-making. She believes this mindset has always been part of her personality. But experience has strengthened it even further over the past year. Regularly competing against the world's best players has given her greater confidence in high-pressure situations and improved her ability to solve problems during matches. Eala also believes that as her overall level continues to improve, she now has more weapons available to support her fighting spirit on court. Her growing confidence is no longer based solely on determination. It is backed by stronger technique, better physical conditioning, and increasing experience against elite competition. This victory over Fernandez perfectly demonstrated those qualities. It combined technical excellence, tactical intelligence, emotional control, and unwavering belief into one complete performance. Advancing to the quarterfinals is another important milestone in what has already become a breakthrough season for the young Filipino star. With every victory, Alexandra Eala continues proving that she belongs among the world's top players. Supported by the guidance of Joan Bosch and her dedicated team, she continues to build momentum and confidence, giving tennis fans every reason to believe that even greater achievements lie ahead in her rapidly developing career.